Ladies, girls, queens, strength doesn't come from muscle. It doesn't wear armor. It's not loud all the time. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's that single tear you wipe away and keep walking. Being a strong girl in this world doesn't mean you have to roar. It means you have to rise. You want to know what strength is? It's walking into owning your identity, means standing in the middle of the storm and refusing to be moved. It means knowing who you are, even if the rest of the world doesn't get it yet. Too often, girls are taught to be pleasing, agreeable, and quiet, to play small so someone else can feel big. But strength starts when you decide that being liked will never matter more than being real. Your identity isn't something you have to create to impress anyone. It already lives inside you. It's your quirks, your culture, your laughter, your rage, your dreams, your insecurities, your voice. It's the way you walk into a room, the way you speak your truth, and the fire you carry in your belly. Owning your identity means accepting that you are whole as you are, not perfect, not finished, but already enough. There will be people who try to define you, people who want to box you in, who will tell you you're too ambitious, too emotional, too confident, too bold, too something. They'll project their fears onto you, try to make you fit into labels that never suited you in the first place. That's their problem, not yours. You don't owe anyone a diluted version of yourself. The world needs you exactly as you are, with all your edges intact. You are not a reflection of someone else's expectations. You're not here to live a script someone else wrote for you. You get to write your own narrative. That means wearing what you want, saying what you believe, loving who you love, and chasing the life that sets your soul on fire, even if nobody claps for you at first. Especially then, because owning your identity is about choosing authenticity over approval, and approval is cheap when it costs you your truth. You may not always feel strong. There will be moments of doubt where you second, guess yourself, where you feel like a stranger to your own skin. That's okay, growth is messy. Identity is not fixed, it evolves. But through it all, you have to trust yourself. Trust that voice inside you that knows who you are, even when your mind forgets. That quiet knowing is your compass. Listen to it. You don't need to be like anyone else to be worthy. You don't need to tone yourself down to be loved. The right people will find you, the ones who see your magic and don't ask you to shrink. Until then, be your own validation, be your own source of pride. Every time you choose yourself, you get stronger. Every time you own your identity, you give someone else permission to do the same. And if you ever feel lost, come back to what makes you feel alive. The things that make you laugh until your stomach hurts, the things that keep you up at night dreaming, the things that make your heart race. That's who you are. You are the passion in your voice, the kindness in your actions, the fierceness in your fight, and the softness in your heart. You are contradiction and complexity, light and shadow, fire and water, and it's all valid, all beautiful, all you. So no matter what room you walk into, walk in like you belong there, because you do. You don't need permission to be powerful. You don't need to be approved to be unstoppable. You just need to remember who the hell you are and never be afraid to show it. Stay fearless. That's the energy you need to carry in your soul like armor. Hunger is not just about ambition. It's about that unrelenting fire inside of you that refuses to settle for a life that's just okay. It's about being obsessed with the idea that you are meant for something more, not in a way that makes you arrogant, but in a way that makes you unstoppable. Hunger is what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's what wakes you up early, keeps you up late, pushes you past the fear, the doubt, the obstacles, and the voices that whisper maybe you can't. But hunger alone is not enough. You have to pair it with fearlessness, and let's be clear. Fearless doesn't mean you're never scared. It means you choose to move forward despite being scared. It means you hear the fear, you feel it sitting in your chest, but you don't let it drive. You don't let it write your story. Being fearless means showing up even when you're shaking. It means taking the shot even when you're unsure. It's about betting on yourself when no one else does. It's about walking into the unknown and saying, whatever happens, I'll figure it out. To stay hungry and fearless, you have to stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect moment. The stars won't align, the fear won't disappear, The path won't always be clear. You have to start where you are with what you have and do what you can. And then do more. Progress comes from movement, not perfection. Don't let fear disguise itself as procrastination. Don't let overthinking become a cage. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to begin. When you're hungry, you don't beg for a seat at the table. You build your own damn table. You create space. You carve out opportunities. You take risks. You apply for that job, launch that project, speak your mind, and show the world what you're made of. Even if your hands are trembling, even if you hear 10 no at S before 1 yes. The goal is not just to exist. The goal is to live fully, fiercely, and loudly. And that takes guts. Fear will show up every step of the way. It will whisper lies like you're not ready, you're not smart enough, what if you fail, and you have to look it in the eye and say, so what? So what if I fail? So what if I fall? Every failure is a step forward. Every stumble teaches you how to rise stronger. Fear thrives in silence, so talk back to it. Tell it it's not the boss of you. Remind it that you've survived worse and you'll keep surviving. More than that, you'll thrive. There's something magnetic about a girl who knows what she wants and refuses to back down. Not because it's easy, but because she knows that comfort never created greatness. She understands that everything she wants is on the other side of fear. That growth requires discomfort. That winning doesn't come from always playing it safe. The ones who rise are the ones who dare, the ones who speak when it's unpopular, the ones who try again after being told no, the ones who run toward the challenge instead of away from it. Let people call you too ambitious, let them call you too much. That means you're doing something right. You weren't born to be small. You were born to shake things up, to move mountains, to make noise. Your hunger will be misunderstood. Your fearlessness will intimidate people who live inside their comfort zones. That's not your problem. Keep moving, keep evolving, keep reaching for the life you know is possible, even if no one around you can see it yet. There's nothing more dangerous than a girl who wants it badly and isn't afraid to go after it. Be that girl, stay hungry, stay fearless. The world won't always be ready for you. But if you keep showing up, one day they won't be able to ignore you. Turning pain into power isn't just a poetic idea. It's survival, it's growth, it's transformation. Every strong girl has been through something: disappointment, heartbreak, rejection, betrayal, failure. Pain visits all of us. But what separates the strong from the broken isn't how many times pain comes knocking. It's how you choose to answer. You can let it define you, shrink you, silence you, or you can let it fuel you. You can turn that pain into something fierce, something unshakable, something that lights up the entire world. Pain teaches you things ease never could. It shows you where your limits are, and then dares you to go past them. It introduces you to the version of yourself you didn't know existed. The one who keeps going when everything falls apart. The one who gets back up, even when her knees are bleeding. The one who doesn't just survive. She builds from the wreckage. She creates something new, something better. That's power. Power is not about pretending you're fine when you're not. It's about acknowledging you're hurt and still choosing to rise. It's not about bottling things up or being emotionless. Real strength is about feeling it all, the anger, the sadness, the frustration, and not letting any of it control your future. When life knocks the wind out of you, take a breath. When someone breaks your heart, let it crack open, but only wide enough to let the light in. When the world tells you no, scream back yes, louder. You don't need to erase your pain to move forward. You can carry it with you, not like a burden, but like a medal. Like a reminder that you've lived, you've struggled, and you've made it. You've earned every scar. Each one tells a story. Each one proves that you are still here. And every moment you chose to keep moving, to keep believing, to keep fighting. That's where your power was born. There's nothing soft or weak about feeling deeply. There's nothing wrong with hurting, but never let that pain dim your fire. Let it sharpen your edges. Let it teach you what matters. Let it push you to demand more from life, from people, from yourself. Some of the strongest women you'll ever meet are the ones who have cried in the dark, screamed into pillows, picked themselves off cold bathroom floors, and then walked out the door like nothing could touch them. Not because they weren't in pain, but because they learned how to use that pain like fuel. Pain has a way of revealing who's real. It strips away the fake friends, the weak support systems, the temporary people. It exposes the lies you believed about yourself, and it forces you to find your truth. You'll realize that you are stronger than you thought, wiser than you expected, and more resilient than anyone ever gave you credit for. And once you know that, really know it, nobody can take that from you. Don't run from what hurt you, learn from it. Let it teach you how to build better boundaries, how to speak up for yourself, how to protect your peace. Let it teach you patience, grit, and compassion. Because when you've walked through fire and made it out the other side, you don't come back the same. You come back glowing, you come back untouchable. You come back with the kind of strength that can't be faked or borrowed, and when you do rise, and you'll become a light for someone else still in the dark. You'll show them that pain doesn't get the final say. You'll show them that healing is possible, that rising is possible. That strength doesn't mean you never broke. It means you broke and still chose to live. So whatever you're carrying, whatever you've been through, don't bury it. Don't hide it, use it. Let it power your next move. Let it sharpen your purpose. Let it remind you of who you are and what you're made of. Pain may shape you, but it will never define you unless you let it. So choose power every single time. Speak up even if your voice shakes. That's where real courage lies. Not in having all the right words, not in being the loudest voice in the room, but in saying something when it would be easier to stay silent. Strength isn't always explosive. Sometimes it's quiet and trembling and uncertain, but it still counts. In fact, that kind of bravery might count even more. Because when you choose to speak, when your heart is pounding and your hands are shaking and your voice barely escapes your lips, you're telling the world that your truth matters, that you matter. Too often, girls are taught to stay quiet, to make themselves small, to avoid conflict, to be polite, to not take up too much space. But staying silent won't protect you. It only cages you. Every time you swallow your words, you send a message to yourself that your voice isn't worthy. And that's a lie. Your voice is power. It can shift rooms, change minds, start revolutions, but only if you use it. Don't wait to speak until you feel confident. Confidence comes after the action, not before. Waiting for the perfect moment, for the nerves to disappear, for everyone to support you. That moment may never come. Speak anyway, even if your words come out messy, even if they tremble, even if someone disagrees. Especially then, because your perspective is valuable, your feelings are valid, your story deserves to be told. You don't need to have a podium to be powerful. Sometimes speaking up happens in everyday moments. In classrooms, in boardrooms, in conversations with friends, in standing up for someone who's being treated unfairly, in saying no, when something doesn't feel right, in saying yes to something bold and new. Every one of those moments adds to your strength. Every time you use your voice, you grow a little louder, a little braver, a little more unshakable. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. People may roll their eyes, interrupt you, dismiss you. Let them. Their reaction is not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to stand in your truth. You don't need to convince everyone. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to show up for yourself. Speak even if you're scared. Speak even if you shake. That's what strength looks like in the real world. And when you speak up, you create space for others to do the same. You become the spark that inspires someone else to share their truth. To set boundaries, to ask for more, to be heard, your courage multiplies. It doesn't just change your life. It ripples outward. That's the quiet revolution you start every time you refuse to stay silent. There will be people who try to talk over you, people who act like your ideas aren't worth listening to, people who call you dramatic, emotional, aggressive, bossy. Speak louder. Not to fight them, but to show them that shrinking yourself to make others comfortable is no longer part of your identity. You weren't born to be agreeable, you were born to be impactful, and that impact starts with your voice. Even in moments where you feel like your voice is too small to make a difference, remember that a whisper can start a wave, that one person standing in their truth can spark change, that saying this isn't okay can open someone's eyes. That saying I deserve better can shift the direction of your entire life. That's the kind of power you hold, but you'll never know it if you stay quiet. So speak your truth, share your story, ask for what you need. Call out injustice, stand up for what you believe in, say the hard things, say the beautiful things, say the things that scare you, and if your voice shakes, let it shake. Let the world see you rise anyway. Because every time you speak up, you are choosing courage over comfort, you are choosing truth over silence, you are choosing power over fear, and that's what it means to be strong. Know your worth. Not because someone else tells you what you're worth, but because you've done the work to see it in yourself. Your worth isn't defined by compliments, likes, approval, or validation. It isn't based on your appearance, your popularity, your relationship status, or how much space people are willing to give you. It's deeper than that. It's something unshakable that lives in your bones. Knowing your worth means that you walk through life with a quiet confidence, not arrogance, not ego, but a deep, unbending sense of self-respect. When you know your worth, you stop begging for things that should be freely given: respect, kindness, time, love. You stop chasing people who treat you like you're optional. You stop tolerating behavior that chips away at your joy. Because the truth is, people will treat you the way you allow them to. If you constantly sacrifice your needs, minimize your feelings, or settle for less than what you know you deserve, the world will mirror that back to you. But when you start acting like you are enough, without needing to prove it, the world starts to believe it too. Knowing your worth means setting boundaries without guilt. It means saying no without explaining yourself. It means walking away from anything that doesn't align with your values. That might be hard. It might feel lonely at first, but there is power in choosing yourself. There is strength in not settling for relationships, jobs, friendships, or opportunities that don't respect your brilliance. You don't need to convince anyone of your value. You just need to stand in it. Sometimes the biggest betrayal is the one we commit against ourselves, when we ignore our instincts, silence our inner voice, or shrink to make others comfortable. Knowing your worth means listening to yourself first. It means trusting that gut feeling that tells you something's off. It means honoring your needs instead of burying them under people pleasing. It means refusing to perform or prove. You're not here to audition for anyone's approval. You are not a project to be fixed or a product to be improved. You're already worthy as you are right now. The world will try to sell you a version of yourself that feels safer, quieter, smaller. Don't buy it. Don't let anyone else write your price tag. Your worth doesn't fluctuate with your failures or successes. It doesn't decrease when you mess up. It doesn't disappear when someone rejects you. It doesn't get erased just because someone else can't see it. Not everyone will understand your light, and that's okay. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be true to yourself. When you know your worth, you become magnetic, not because you're chasing anything, but because you're rooted. You're not moved by every opinion, every trend, every setback. You operate from a place of self-respect, and that energy can't be faked. It commands attention without asking for it. It demands better without saying a word. It says, I am not available for anything less than what aligns with my value. That's power. You might forget your worth sometimes. Life will test you. People will test you. But always come back to this truth. Your worth is not up for debate. It is not something to be earned. It is your birthright. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to ask for more. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to walk away from things that once felt like everything, but no longer feel like home. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. You don't become worthy by achieving something or changing who you are. You remember your worth by coming back to yourself over and over again. Every time you look in the mirror and decide to show up for yourself, every time you make a decision that reflects love and respect for the person you are, that's when you embody your worth. That's when you move through the world like someone who knows she doesn't need to chase anything, because everything meant for her will find her. Surrounding yourself with good energy is one of the most powerful things you can do as a strong girl. It's not just about who's fun to be around or who makes you laugh. It's about curating a space around you that feeds your spirit, lifts your vision, and reminds you of who you are when you start to forget. The people you let into your life will either pour into you or drain you. They will either help you rise or hold you back. That's why protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's survival. You deserve to be around people who clap when you win, not just when they're winning too. People who aren't intimidated by your growth, your strength, your dreams. People who see your light and don't try to dim it. That kind of energy is rare, but it exists, and you have the right to seek it, demand it, and walk away from anything less. Don't settle for spaces where you constantly have to shrink, explain, or defend yourself. That's not friendship. That's not love. That's a cage. Good energy feels like ease. It feels like laughter without jealousy. Like deep conversations that leave you feeling full, not small. It feels like people who check on you when you go quiet. People who hold your hand when you're unsure, and remind you of your power when the world gets loud. These are the ones who reflect your light back to you, who don't compete with you but collaborate, who hold space for your sadness and celebrate your joy, who know how to listen and be present. That's the energy you deserve. That's the standard. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to walk away from connections that no longer align with who you're becoming. Growth isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it means standing alone for a while, because you've decided that your peace is more important than forced company. That silence is better than noise that drains you, and in that silence, something beautiful happens. You start attracting people who match your frequency, people who are aligned with your heart, people who are doing the work too. Protecting your energy also means being mindful of what you consume. The content you watch, the conversations you engage in, the music you listen to, the voices you allow into your mind. If it doesn't nourish you, let it go. If it fills you with doubt, comparison, negativity, or fear it doesn't belong, you are the gatekeeper of your own space. You get to say what enters and what stays. You get to decide what deserves access to your heart. A strong girl knows that she doesn't have to be available to everyone. She doesn't have to answer every call, reply to every message, or attend every event. She learns to say no, not out of rudeness, but out of reverence for her time and energy. Because when your energy is scattered, your power is too, and you are far too powerful to be drained by people or situations that don't serve you. Sometimes the energy you need most is your own. Learning to enjoy your own company, to be alone without being lonely, that's a superpower. When you can sit in your own stillness and feel at peace, you stop needing constant noise to feel okay. You become grounded, centered, whole, and from that place you begin to choose connections that complement your strength, not distract you from it. Surrounding yourself with good energy doesn't mean everyone around you has to be perfect. It means choosing people who are real, people who are willing to grow just like you, people who own their flaws, apologize when they're wrong, and love you in ways that are healthy, not toxic. It's about quality over quantity. One genuine soul is better than 100 shallow ones, so guard your space like it's sacred, because it is. Your energy is precious. Your heart is not a dumping ground for other people's chaos. You are not obligated to carry what doesn't belong to you. You are allowed to walk away from drama, from manipulation, from judgment, from low vibes. You're allowed to say, this doesn't feel right, and I choose something better. Because when your circle is strong, your spirit is too. And a strong spirit creates a strong girl, one who's unstoppable. Believe in your dreams like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your dreams are not random. They were placed in your heart for a reason, and they're whispering to you for a reason. Maybe they scare you. Maybe they feel too big. Maybe people around you don't understand them. That's okay. They're yours, not theirs. Believing in your dreams means having the courage to honor the calling that no one else can hear but you. It means trusting your gut, even when the path ahead is foggy, even when the odds feel stacked against you. There will be moments when the dream feels distant, even impossible. You'll doubt yourself. You'll fail. You'll compare your journey to others and wonder if you're good enough. You'll want to quit. That's normal. But strength is in staying loyal to your vision, especially on the hard days. It's in waking up and deciding, again and again, that you're not going to give up on yourself. That no matter how long it takes, you'll keep moving toward it. Even if you take the tiniest step, even if you crawl some days, that's still progress, that's still power. Believing in your dreams doesn't mean pretending you have it all figured out. It means being brave enough to start anyway, to keep showing up, to ask questions, to fail forward, to try again. You don't need permission. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need everyone's approval. You just need to start, because the truth is, most people don't fail because their dream is impossible. They fail because they stop believing in it too soon. People might not understand what you're reaching for. They might doubt you, talk about you, or laugh at your goals. Let them talk while you build. Let them watch while you rise, because the most powerful response to doubt is success. And success isn't just about trophies or money or fame. It's about waking up every day knowing that you're chasing something that sets your soul on fire. It's about living in alignment with your purpose. That's what makes you rich. That's what makes you powerful. You are going to have to work for it. Dreams aren't handed out like gifts. They're earned through grit, consistency, and heart. You'll have to sacrifice. You'll have to discipline yourself when no one's watching. You'll have to keep your vision clear even when the world tries to distract you. But when you believe in what you're building, when you're deeply connected to the why behind it, that belief becomes a kind of armor. It protects you from burnout. It pushes you through doubt. It gives you the strength to keep going. And remember, your dream doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. Maybe you want to be a filmmaker, or a coder, or a writer, or a scientist, or a business owner, or a change maker. Whatever it is, believe in it. Speak life into it. Work on it. Learn from others. Stay humble but stay hungry. Be willing to grow. Be willing to pivot. But never water it down just to fit into someone else's expectations. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out. You were born to create. Sometimes the world tries to tell girls to be realistic, to pick something safer, something easier, something more acceptable. But here's the truth. The most powerful women are the ones who chose to believe in their dreams even when it didn't make sense, even when it felt wild or too ambitious. That belief became the fire that changed everything. That belief opened doors that never would have existed if they had played it small. You are allowed to dream big. You are allowed to take up space with your ambition. And no dream is too small either. Don't compare your goals to anyone else's. Your journey is yours alone. What matters is that it matters to you. And when something matters to you, you fight for it. You protect it. You commit to it. You trust that every challenge is preparing you for what you asked for. And as long as you keep going, your dream is still alive, still possible, still worth it. So believe. Believe like it's already yours. Believe like you've already made it, and act from that energy. That belief will carry you when your confidence wavers. It will fuel you when the world feels heavy. It will keep your fire burning through every late night, every rejection, every sacrifice. Believe in your dream, and in the girl chasing it, because she is strong. She is worthy.